welcome back to Cultural Appropriation Month.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Hi, I'm Tim the Vaxman McLizer, CEO of Lizer Pharmaceuticals. This is my assistant, Al Borshin. Al is actually a survivor of rape and incest. His parents were going to have him aborted, but decided not to.
Thanks.
How are you feeling today? Good?
I don't think so, Tim.
Great, Al Borshin. As you were. I know that many of our clients are upset about the Roe versus Wade overturning, but I have good news. If you've taken any of the vaccinations or boosters recommended by celebrities or other people on the internet, having a baby is going to be the least of your concerns, I assure you. For those of you that are worried you can still get pregnant, we have a brand new product just for you. It's a brand new abortion vaccine. It'll make sure... Abortion! The wrong label is on this box. The Lizer abortion vaccine. Just take a bunch of these and you'll be sterile. And the best part about this abortion vaccine is they're already available where our other vaccinations are. In the very same syringes, unbeknownst to even the people that work there. So just go in, ask for those, and they'll give them to you. 2 of them, 3 of them. They're free. You just ask and you can have them. So, for proof that it works, here's some testimonials.
I gotta tell you, before I had all the vaccines and all the boosters, I was always worried about getting pregnant. My husband and I would even have to wear condoms. But now, I don't risk it at all. I can just worry about what meals I have to make. My husband goes at it raw, and sometimes he brings his friends over, and we have adult parties just starring me. And then afterwards, we have coffee. And they'll go, "Do you want any cream?" And I go, "I think I've had enough."
Soup?
Minestrone.
Not bad. I like it a good Italian wedding soup in the morning. Ahoy, everybody, and welcome to Louder with Crowder with Dave. There it is. All right.
Yeah, there it is. Worked on that for an hour. Nailed
yes,
it.
I did. My coordination skills, not very good, but practice makes almost perfect. Anyway, welcome to the show. We're going to have a very, very big show today. And remember, if we're thrown off of YouTube, you can catch us on Rumble, anywhere you find podcasts. And, of course, check us out on Mug Club on the Blaze and, subscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a mug and you get lots of fun after the show where we don't have to be so censored.
Yeah.
And not even so much censored in a way I just realized that was there.
How dare you?
They're not a sponsor.
The lawsuits will follow.
That's fine. No big deal. So will Area 51. All right.
Doesn't exist, Dave. What are you talking about?
No, it's not real.
Not real at all.
Well, they told us there were aliens.
They don't put them there.
In 2020, and we were like, we don't care. That's how bad 2020 was. We're just like,
They were like, yeah, aliens. Nah, whatever.
Fine. I've seen the
Get
movie.
bigger fish to fry.
No big deal. No big deal. Let's introduce everybody because we're already starting it up. Gerald A.
How are you, sir?
Good morning. Ahoy.
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Did I ask?
Didn't ask.
How are you?
Why didn't you ask?
How's the new baby?
Baby's fantastic. Sleep is getting better, but it's still hard to come by. I've learned that you just shouldn't prize sleep in life. You don't get it early, you don't get it late,
Nope.
and then you don't get it when you have kids. And so I'm just like, screw it.
Have you
Sleep
tried
when you're
shaking the baby?
Only enough.
Yeah, just enough to make sure he sleeps.
Well, of course.
Yeah, just saying this is advice I have.
Not advice at all.
Make sure you shake it just enough
No,
Make sure it's alive.
to get a good night's sleep.
There's a difference between
More of a
rocking
jiggle.
and shaking.
Yes.
Shake until the noises stop.
Exactly.
No, none of these things are true except what I said.
Yeah, shake it until you can take the college fund back. All right. So,
I didn't want to give up my game room anyway.
no, but congratulations, of
Thank
course.
you.
And then Tokunawan, how you doing? Back from
Hey.
Maui.
Yep. Good morning.
Good morning. Freshly married.
Oh yeah.
And then we got the new man, hangs out with the sexy Ninja Turtles, Casey Bones. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
I had to think of a new one. It was either that or
Casey
I got to think of a new
Bones.
one. Or the Case of Bass.
I like that.
You like that one? Case of Bass. All right.
There's
And
all
of course,
All at once.
Tim the Toolman. How you doing today?
Morning, sir.
One of my favorite people on earth. Please welcome Crawdaddy.
Oh, thank you, David.
How are
that.
you?
He switched it up on me today. Last time
That's
we were
right.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, I
My
was
big
over
feet
here.
were in the way. I
Now
think
you're over there.
Moved over.
Yeah, well, you guys can
We can
switch right now if you want. You
Canoodle.
I think it's good.
want to do musical
See how it
chairs?
goes. See how it goes.
I can sing.
Please don't.
You know what I'm doing?
No.
And of course, you hear him, and I know you love him, and you're glad to have him back. Quarter Black Garrett,
Oh,
QB.
yeah. Hey,
What the?
thanks for having me back. I appreciate it.
How are you?
I'm good.
And how's the new little one?
Good. He's solidifying. I've been doing the shake method too.
Yes.
And before he was kind of like really floppy.
Yeah.
Now he's kind of solidifing and it's working
Nice.
out.
I did that. He's got
They
a
tend to tighten up a little bit.
Yeah.
yeah. When he's 7, got a real stutter.
It's training.
So
It's training.
Garrett saw the shake weight and he's like, "Why? I have a kid."
I have
yeah,
kids.
I've been working out with that all
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Dave,
my first.
Interesting aside. Was your Casey reference the Ninja Turtle guy, the baseball bat?
Casey Jones.
Casey Jones.
He went to school with John and Steven.
Did he really?
Not these, at the same school.
The actual,
imaginary
the
kid.
actual guy?
The actual guy. You didn't pay money for this.
The cartoon?
The baseball bat.
Oh yeah, the guy from the
Oh, yeah.
original 1980 or 1990, was it?
He was
1990,
their
yep.
most famous alumni.
Really? It was the guy who played Casey Jones.
He's a
Where
good
is
character
he?
actor.
What year
The
did
girl
he
from the girl
die?
next door.
Where are they
She's-
now?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You guys knew a lot of celebrities. Steven has a picture with John Candy.
Oh yeah,
You know how lucky that is?
that's a great picture too.
It's good
They
time.
kind of had to hire Canadians when they went up there to make cheap films. So
Yeah,
we
but-
got to hire the locals.
But John Candy, that's
Yeah,
like the
that's
greatest
like
meat
the-
of all
the
time.
king.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the king
Canadians
of
there.
all. I think of all comedy.
And he was killing it then. Everything he did was a hit.
Oh, I loved
time
it.
when they met.
Yeah, you got a picture with him at peak John
Yeah.
Candy.
Yeah, there was really no non-peak John Candy.
That's true.
Well, he
That
didn't
is
live
true.
long enough to have no peak.
No, I mean there was
Terrible,
His
but-
last movie was not good. There was this Wagons
Wagons
East.
East, really?
Right.
yeah.
Not horrible, but not. Well, I mean, compared to comedies of now, it was
Best.
brilliant. But compared to his other body of work, is all I'm saying.
Right. It was the lesser Candy film.
Lesser Candy.
Yes.
indeed.
But he crossed all lines. You know, they were little kids when they met him.
Yeah.
His staff was trying. We got to go. We don't have. And he said, Hey, I'm hanging out with Steven and Jordan here.
Yeah.
Give me a few minutes. You know,
That's
They
incredible.
just felt so. You know,
Yeah.
That's
And
incredible.
he's 6'3", 400 pounds. He's larger than life, right? So
Literally.
Yeah, I read his biography, and there's just people were telling him to quit smoking. He's like, "Yeah, it'll stunt my growth. I'm real worried about it."
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be telling me to smoke
Yeah, exactly. Like,
so we can reverse this trend?
yeah, I don't think he cared.
Trying to shrink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this. We're going to have a lot of interesting topics on the show today. And, of course, the question of the day. Let me throw that to you. We'll be getting to the BTS visit to the White House a little bit later in the show. But since we missed AAPI Heritage Month, which ended yesterday.
Sadly.
Which
What?
is what?
What is that?
Asian American Pacific Islander, I think, is what I was just told a
token
minute ago when I
Yes,
asked the
that's the
very
box
same
I
question.
I thought
so like The Rock.
yes. I thought it was a retirement magazine.
Yes. I thought it was just more letters at the end of the LGBTQ
Yeah,
thing.
I thought, yeah, we're just
like,
adding
They got to keep adding them.
Heritage
the
Month,
AAPI plus Heritage Month.
roided out Tongan men.
But yes,
Like The Rock.
but honestly, what's your favorite Asian contribution to America? Honest question. There's so many. I like a lot
Rush
of them.
Hour.
Rush Hour's good.
Yeah?
yeah,
Jackie
for sure.
Rush
And-
Hour 2. But,
Not as
I mean,
good.
still good.
Yeah.
I still like it. Still
Not as
Jackie
good.
Chan and
Yeah,
Chris
but it's-
Tucker, but it's not as good.
Yeah, it's not as good. I like the movie Old Boy. I suggest go home and watch that. Family friendly. Enjoy every minute of it.
Sounds like
don't watch
it's not.
Never take his advice.
Are you
It's
sure?
a story about an old man
I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's just an old
coming
boy.
to grips with his age.
It's a fun twist at the end, and you go, wow,
What?
Yeah.
how heartwarming.
It's a great father.
Don't watch
story.
the Josh Brolin one, or do back to back,
Whatever you want.
whatever you
Start with Josh
want. Yeah,
and with the original.
Sounds
Yeah.
bad.
fine film, fine, film.
Family friendly film.
Very family friendly. I watch it with my kid once a week. I think it's why he doesn't sleep. Also, you can join Stephen and I. We're going to be on tour. You can check us out at our website. And then you can also check me out. I'll be at Grand Junction, Colorado, the night before our tour, June 17th.
Nice.
At the Mesa Theater, I'll be with Maxwell Hughes, who was formerly of the Lumineers. He's going to be doing some music with me. And, of course, Matt McClowery. And then the next night, you can see us in Colorado Springs.
Boom.
Myself, of course, Matt McClowery and Steven, and I assume Thomas Finnegan might be making a special appearance.
What?
Wow.
So, yeah.
When I hear Grand Junction, I just want to say, what's your function? Right?
I know. I always looked at it. I didn't know it was a place.
You're like, wait, this town's real? This
Yes.
isn't one of those spaghetti western towns they stood up for a minute?
It sounds like it's
like
a
Deadwood.
fake. Yeah, they just put it up.
Yeah.
Is it near Colorado Springs? Is it?
No, it's like 6 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty far.
Oh.
I wanted to make sure there wasn't like a lot of overlap when we did that.
Yeah. Make sure
Plus
you want
that-
people to drive a little bit, but not too far.
Yes.
And ahead, man.
And I kind of wanted to do something a little different, like toss in, because I like the Lumineers, so I wanted to toss in like one of the original guys who's a fan of the show. So I don't know why he's not in the band. I'm gonna guess conservative, but I don't know.
It happens.
You know, who knows?
Eh,
You know, we all know that that would never happen to a band.
no.
You know, Mumford and Sons. I don't think it would ever.
No,
occur.
it would never happen.
No, nobody cares about politics inside the music industry. All right. It's the first day of Pride Month, so
Thank God.
here is a pair of drag queen twins to tell us how to be a good queer ally.
Bad advice with sugar and spice. How to be a gay ally.
goodness.
Step 1. Only refer to us as your gay best friend. Remember, we only respond to, "Hi gay." Step 2. Use us as a prop or accessory. We're clearly only useful for gossiping, shopping, and telling you that you look pretty. Step 3. Make sure to go to Gay Pride and wear your Love is Love t-shirt. All while staying with your homophobic, transphobic, misogynistic, woman-hating, Trump-loving boyfriend. And that was bad advice with sugar and spice. Ooh.
Oh dear.
I would do sugar first. Gerald?
Oh,
Gerald, your thoughts.
I think they received a lot of bad advice in their life.
Or that their
both of
brain
them.
gave them?
Yes.
I thought it was all great advice. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, actually, you
I
should.
can remember none of it. Too distracted.
Just wear your MAGA hat. Wear a rainbow MAGA hat and confuse everyone.
Are you saying they're passable?
Know who I am? No, I'm just distracted by how like their voices are just
that's what it was.
disgusting.
Yeah.
So, Garrett, they're, that and also untalented.
Well, that too.
So, yeah.
That as well.
It does sound like the lunch lady.
It does.
You want some more mashed potatoes? I got some
advice for
Yeah. Don't I sound like a good broad?
Yeah.
good ally. Here's the mashed potatoes.
Just coughing in that?
By the way,
was.
I would never call that person gay. I would never assume.
No, that wouldn't be
is
the
a gay
first thing.
person.
I never
No.
assumed that drag queen necessarily means gay, though.
No, I don't.
It didn't
either.
used to.
Yeah, it
now
didn't used
I
to.
have no idea.
I'd be thoroughly confused, but I wouldn't call them gay.
I don't know if
But
I'd be.
no one will ever get it right. It's too confusing.
That's the whole
It doesn't
point.
matter how long this plays out. It cannot be fixed.
like rolling the dice.
It's the men. That's why any time that it happens with me, I'm like, I always got to be like, oh, I had no idea.
That's right.
Like Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I was
What? Huh?
I was just giving her a ride home. How was I able to tell in broad daylight?
I thought it was a woman.
That had a penis because I
Oops.
was told I didn't need to be a bigot. I just Didn't know these things happened.
I was
funny.
enthralled by her mind.
It's on Melrose at like 3 p.m. and he's like, I was simply.
Yeah.
It's like, can you imagine if Eddie
Sun
Murphy
beaming
just
down.
gave people rides home? And I love Eddie Murphy, but it's
Me
like,
too.
I get it. You were with a lot of people and you wanted to step a
mix it
little
up.
bit into the danger zone.
Riding the edge.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this.
Thank goodness.
Speaking of
we can
things,
move on.
things that shoot. I don't know what that means. Joe Biden is a gun expert. Did you guys know that?
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I
still-
wouldn't let him handle one.
More of a shotgun expert.
Yeah.
Dropping the
Oh,
knowledge.
yeah. Two in the air.
But
Couple of blasts.
speaking to reporters on the White House lawn Monday, Biden had some interesting comments about 9mm rounds. They weren't extremely intelligent. That brings us to this week in Biden.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
And they showed me a X-ray. He said a .22 caliber bullet will lodge in the lung, and we can probably get it out, may be able to get it and save the life. A 9mm bullet blows the lung out of the body. So the idea of these high caliber weapons is there's simply no rational basis for it in terms of about self-protection, hunting. And remember, the Constitution, the Second Amendment, was never absolute.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Hey, guys, I think we know he's going to say stupid stuff. Let's have him take questions exclusively in front of a helicopter.
Oh, God. I think my brain is just melting
out
on
of
the
your
inside. I love the little ducktail he has in the back of his head. Like, it's an interesting hairstyle.
It is. It's
You know.
it's like he's going to try for a mullet.
You know what? I think he's going after the Donald Trump look.
You're right. He's going to comb it
It's
over.
like, look what I do. I can do this little thing.
Yeah.
It's not what Donald Trump's doing. This is my thing.
Yeah. He's going to have his own. But one day it's just gold.
It just slowly gets more golden as it goes
What are you
around.
talking about? It's always been this color.
This golder it gets, the economy starts getting better.
We start recovering. Like, what?
Keep his hair.
He was kind of making the case for why we use 9mm, wasn't he?
I thought that was the whole purpose.
I
Someone's
couldn't hear
coming in
over
my
the
house in the middle of
chopper.
the night to do harm. I kind of
So
hope
he
their
by
lungs get
accident-
damaged.
Yeah, right?
By accident, he is a gun expert.
Well, can you imagine being the Secret Service agent standing over there hearing this and going, "Oh my gosh,"
Goodness.
because they know about this stuff. Like, yeah, Joe, that's right. A 9mm will rip the entire lung out of a human body.
Yeah, you
Nailed it.
you see the Secret Service agent throw his gun and be like, all right, I'll use karate. How's that?
Fine.
Let's see how
if
this
that helps
works.
you.
Like, he couldn't pick like a 45.
Something.
He said
Something
high
larger.
caliber and he said 9mm.
You're
Like,
like,
no.
good.
Calculated.
I don't think he knows what it is. He's like,
Like
what?
22.
Yeah, he's like, what did Hunter
Kick out
leave
a
in a
human
trash
brain.
can outside of school? Yeah, 9mm.
Yeah. Rips
Yeah,
lungs,
whatever.
the lung ripper outer thing.
I freak out if I accidentally put the magazine in with my practice rounds. I go, oh, don't want that one. We want the one that does the most damage in there.
Yeah.
I would like to
You
take
can hurt
things out.
But
Don't want
only
to
a
punch
little.
holes in people.
Well, that brings us to Gerald Knows Stuff.
I really think my stinger should be better.
That's so good.
No, it's not. That's the,
Hermes
I've been
running.
lobbying for a better.
I think
Stinger.
it's the best stinger in the
That
history
is
of the show.
the best stinger I've ever seen. I love it.
Who's running? Is it Hermes?
He's so good.
Oh, I hate all of you.
I'm with
Anyway,
QB, I think it's solid.
The winged
we should have
messenger.
people vote right now. Tell us what you think in the chat. And
Brilliant.
please.
Yeah, hit the
What
like
you
button
think.
if you like
Smash that
Stinger.
Gerald Stinger.
Yeah, if you like Gerald Stinger, please like and comment right now and tell us what you like about it.
Don't forget to mention the Greek columns.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's so good.
Fantastic. I appreciate that.
Top notch.
All right, so Joe Biden, I don't know if you guys saw this, released his plan to fight inflation. Thank God he's been delaying
finally.
that just a little bit. But he did it on Tuesday. He addressed it in an op-ed that he wrote for the Wall Street Journal, entitling it, My Plan for Fighting Inflation.
Solid.
My plan is to address inflation. Starts with a simple proposition. Respect the Fed. Respect the Fed's independence.
Get out of
Which
here.
I have done and will continue to do. My job as president is not to nominate not only nominate highly qualified individuals for that institution, but to give them the space they need to do their job. I'm not going to interfere with their critically important work. The Fed has dual responsibilities. One, full employment, and two, stable prices. Chair Powell and other leaders of the Fed have noted at this moment they have a laser focus on addressing inflation, just like I am. And with a larger complement of board members now confirmed, I know we'll use those tools in monetary policy to address the rising prices for the American people.
Well, the white chair is ballsy.
He's fighting inflation with more inflation. I see.
Yes,
it's
whatever.
a plan.
Right.
It's
No, I mean,
smart.
It's like jujitsu.
I love what he did. His first step in fighting inflation was blaming somebody else for inflation. Hey, I will make sure that they can do their job
Yeah.
and fight inflation.
Trust
That's what
the
I'll do.
feds.
I love
Okay.
that. That's a pretty bad point. But the other 2 points that he outlines in his op-ed were equally horrific. And the second one was make things affordable by boosting capacity and production. Right. So everybody is saying that right now the supply chain issues are part of the problem, and that's the reason we have some of the issues with higher prices. The economy is opening back up, and we could never have foreseen that the economy was going to open up. Even though when I ran for president, I said we'll open up the economy. That was a
Solid.
great idea.
Yeah.
And then to come out and blame oil and gas prices on only Putin when those things were going up in the first day in office. He got rid of the Keystone Pipeline. He approved Nord Stream 2, and he's done everything that he can to make it harder on American companies to produce more oil because he wants to go green. I got it. He released energy or some oil reserves globally. By the way, that accounted for, I think, 2 days worth of consumption in the United States. So that's obviously going to fix the problem for people. Still record high gas, by the way. So
Yeah, 48 hours of gas is pretty solid.
yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah,
we are
that'll solve
home
everything.
free.
But in case you were worried, he also is making sure that we approve tax credits for clean energy, which will obviously solve this problem tomorrow as well, right? So that's step 2 of his plan to fight inflation. Step 3 sounds weird.
Okay.
Just hear me out.
I'm listening.
Continuing to reduce the budget deficit. Because he is super excited right now that the CBO came out and said that he's going to reduce the budget deficit by $1.7 trillion. And that's fantastic, right? Because everybody's like, oh, that's a lot of money. The CBO actually says that after this next year, it's going down to $1 trillion deficit, right? Dave, if you had $1,000 in debt last year, you spent $1,000 more than you made, and then this year you only spent $500 more than you, would that be a win?
It's progress.
No.
Okay, so
Let's say we're talking in trillions, right? Why don't we just use made-up numbers at this point?
like, I don't know, like 1.7 trillion.
You could be like
Gajillion.
bazillion, and you'd be like, that's fine.
That's about the
It's
same,
close to trillion.
Guys, I'm doing a good job.
That works.
Cutting it by a gajillion.
I love that because Garrett brought up a good point. That's progress. Bring up this overlay A2 here about the CBO's budget projections are $1.6 trillion from 23 through 32. 2023 through 32. Just for comparison, wow, $1.6 trillion as a deficit would be higher than we've ever had in history other than COVID as a deficit. So here's his play.
I don't know much, but I know bar graphs. That doesn't look good.
that bar graph looked drastic.
Right?
We reduced the
Seemed
COVID
to rise just at the end
Yeah,
there.
the COVID-sponsored deficit that we had because we printed money and acted like nothing was going to happen that was bad for the economy after doing that. But don't worry, we reduced it to about the same level as it has been at our other peak highs. But next year, we're going to be at a new record high for normal times outside of COVID, and that's part 3. But it gets a little bit better here. He also wants to, and I'll read the quote, end the outrageous unfairness in the tax code that allows a billionaire to pay lower rates than a teacher or firefighter. Oh, my God. Which always pisses me off. Let's just go back and ask how much Elon paid. What was it in 2020 or 2019? $11 billion in income tax, the highest level. And by the way, the reason that this happens, if you guys don't know this, it's because most people that are in the billionaire class don't make their money from a paycheck. They make it from risking their finances in a business or an investment where they could lose every single thing, or they could make some money, and if they do, they pay a lower rate because we want them to do that. You are at zero risk unless you get fired of losing your paycheck. There's no risk, and so therefore you pay a higher income tax rate. That's what they do every single time. Bernie Sanders says those things. And take a look at this other quote from Biden, because I think this is really one of the game changers here. He says, in relation to the monthly job creation, he wants you to get a different understanding of what the norm should be. He's basically preparing you for failure. Rather, if average monthly job creation shifts in the next year from current levels of 500,000 or something, maybe going down to closer to 150,000, it will be a sign that we are successfully moving into the next phase of recovery. I love it. As this kind of job growth is consistent with a low unemployment rate and a healthy economy. So essentially what Joe Biden did, just to recap, is said it's the Fed's fault. Basically, we're going to fix things by clean energy tax credits, and it's Russia's fault. And then he basically said billionaires need to pay more money. And by the way, when the numbers look really bad, don't worry. I've already told you that's the new normal. Thank you, Joe Biden.
And that.
What a dolt.
Wow.
It's unreal. It's going to turn out. When you see a penny on the ground and you're like, I'm not going to pick that up. It's dirty. That's going to be like $5 bills.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You're going to be burning dollar bills to stay warm, wiping your ass with them. It's like, what?
This is the whole plan right now.
It's.
I can't.
I can't wait till you're making.
It's so ridiculous. It's like, oh yeah, you see your hand rotting off. Yeah, we're recovering. That's recovering.
We're getting better.
Getting better, man.
Is there medicine for it? No.
You're not dead.
We have a more rot though.
Yeah.
This man has bathed in bullshit and spin for so long.
Yeah.
He can't possibly know the truth. He just
It's so deep in there.
I don't understand. This doesn't make any sense at all. And he's the guy that everybody's looking to fight record high inflations. And he's touting record high budget deficits.
Wouldn't you think his handlers, though, Gerald, wouldn't you think his handlers would put out something, somewhat intelligent?
I think his handlers are just as stupid as he is.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
agree.
the best they
Terrifying.
have. I saw these guys making the rounds on all the Sunday shows saying we have low unemployment right now. I think they said record low unemployment. I'm not sure if that's accurate, but low unemployment right now. People have less debt and they have more savings than they've had. So these are really good things. These are strong things compared to other countries who are doing worse. And I'm like, are you looking at the guys predicting a recession, saying that every time that this has happened in the last 40 years, we've seen a recession within the next 2 years? I think Larry Summers said that recently on those talk shows. Are you looking at the record high budget deficit that we will have other than the 2 coronavirus years? Are you looking at those statistics? Because, by the way, the previous record was Barack Obama when you were vice president of the United States. Sorry, he's the current former vice president. I may have spoken earlier, and I'm Kamala Harris, President Harris. I am very sorry for saying that.
Absolutely.
But that he doesn't really have any kind of a plan, and it's shown. And
No.
he tries to act folksy and say, I understand what gas prices do, and I understand what grocery prices do around
Dementia.
the table. Yeah, exactly. But then he pivots to blaming everybody else and deflecting responsibility, because at the end of his statement, he said, I've done all I can. Now it's time for Congress to act.
Yes.
One more person.
What a leader.
Kick the bucket or pass the buck to. So he kicked the bucket. Sorry, Freudian slip.
But I thought the buck stopped here. That's where the buck stopped. I thought it was there.
It never
But
did.
he's like, no, I meant there over at there.
No.
The feds.
No.
Well, that's what
Feds.
you want in a leader, is blaming everyone else.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Yeah. Well,
And that has been Gerald Knows Stuff.
guys, I'm gay. What the?
I didn't hear that part the first time. It's even
no.
better this
I know.
time.
I hate all of you.
Even better this time.
I mean,
It
I
was-
love you, but not really.
guys.
We know
I'm gay.
you're not gayish.
Well, why the ish, Dave? It's not exactly a ringing endorsement.
You and I have secrets.
No, we don't.
What? Yes, we do. We don't. Don't lie. Go ahead.
69, dudes!
Thank you, Bill and Ted.
Yeah. Classic.
I don't know if you saw this yesterday. I was excited about it. My favorite K-pop boy band.
Oh yeah.
Yes, BTS, also known as Bang the Slut, visits the White House.
Is that real?
No.
Oh.
But BTS is. I think it stands for like big, tiny.
Something.
I'm gonna just
Yeah.
not go where my head
So
went.
they visited the
On
White House. huh?
Tuesday,
They were at the White House.
Supergroup BTS visited the White House to talk about anti-Asian discrimination in the U.S.
Thank you, Kareem, for your kind words. And hi, we're BTS, and it is a great honor to be invited to the White House today to discuss the important issues of anti-Asian hate crimes, Asian inclusion, and diversity.
네, 오늘은 NHPI 헤리티지 먼스의 마지막 날입니다.
understand a word
저희는
he's saying.
AANHPI 커뮤니티와 뜻을 함께하고 기념하기 위해 오늘 백악관에 왔습니다.
It's like a Beatles cover band just walked into like the,
네,
the fly
최근
contraption.
아시아계를 대상으로 한 많은 증오 범죄에 굉장히 놀랐고 또 마음이 안 좋았는데요. 이런 일이 근절되는데 조금이라도 도움이 되고자 오늘 이 자리를 빌어 목소리를 내고자 합니다.
Amen.
You know, you said
Have they
that.
developed cloning machines in Korea?
I think so.
They're way ahead of us. Yeah.
Yeah. They really are great.
You know,
I
Lane
mean,
speaks Korean. He translated that for me. It means, black people, please stop hitting us.
That's what it means.
Ah.
It's we don't want to be in front of a choo-choo. So
Why you no like me?
Why?
I do dance.
Yeah. We also. I mean, I can't imagine the singing voice. It's got to be.
Stop
Brilliant.
beating the piss out of us.
Yes, please. Please stop punching me in the face when I'm just trying to walk to a taxi. The activism.
Stop handicapping our SAT scores.
Yes, please. Thanks for killing Grandpa. The activism is slightly ironic considering in Korea it is completely normal to refuse service to someone because they are a foreigner. Did you guys know that?
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that they brought them in on the last day of an Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
Were they touring?
Maybe. They could have been busy. Who knows?
I just don't. Yeah. Would they just? But who found them? Like, you guys know BTS, right? And everybody in America's like, no. And they're like, let's bring them in. Tucker Carlson also found the whole deal a little fishy and had this to say.
Yeah, so we got a Korean pop group to discuss anti-Asian hate crimes in the United States. Okay, good job, guys. As Noah Pollack points out, quote, the Biden administration is defending anti-Asian racial discrimination in university admissions in a case before the Supreme Court, in case you wanted to compare substance versus PR. It's not even very good PR.
Oh, right. It's the Biden administration that's actively trying to keep Asians out of the Ivy League.
Whoa, that's right.
Oops.
Whoops-a-daisy.
Distraction.
But honestly, I don't think Tucker understands the power of BTS. Truthfully, I saw this dude at the Times Square station was about to push an old Korean lady in front of a train, and then Dynamite started playing, and now he's volunteering at a soup kitchen. So I think
that's a great story.
It's important. I know.
Absolutely, it's a heartwarming
good
moment.
story
But,
of the year.
well, I mean, and they also forgot that they took time out of their busy schedule to go and visit an old man who's senile in an old folks' home.
True.
Right?
Yeah, isn't that nice?
That's touching. Huh?
Yeah, there's also some behind-the-scenes footage where they're trying to hide Biden making some insensitive remarks to the members of BTS.
Used to stack f***s like you 5 feet high in Korea. Use you for sandbags.
Oh, wow.
Is that a
You could call
9mm?
that some behind the scenes.
Yes.
I'll be here all today.
I don't know why they keep giving him a gun.
That's weird.
Every time you hand him a gun, it's just, racism.
Just comes out.
Yeah, it really does.
Just pops right
Just
out.
wants them right off their lawn.
Shameful.
There's a lot of reporting on the visit, but what we wanted to do is get to the truth. So we sent out a correspondent, Lane the Brain, to D.C. to get an interview with one of the members of BTS. Here is our newest segment, Street Beats.
아저씨 잠시만요. 아저씨 한번 물어봐도 돼요? 미국에서 급속하게 증가하는 아시아인들에게 대상으로 하는 혐오 범죄에 대한 할 말이 있습니까? Louder with Crowder입니다. Jin, J-Hope, Jimin, Rap Monster. Psy? I'm sorry, man. There's 7 of you. You all kind of look alike, and that's the only people I know. So.
Seriously?
I mean, not like you look alike, but there's 7 of you, and you're all dressed like Lex Friedman, so.
I'm Francisco Longhorn. I'm a podiatrist.
Oh. He's a podiatrist, I guess? I'm sorry, I love kimchi. So, I mean, I guess that's street beats?
He went up to over 30 Asians, and
He did.
none of them were the band.
Struck out every single time.
Do you ever have a Korean burger?
What's
Pretty
in
good.
it?
Kimchi.
Oh.
That's pretty much it. It's just
I've never had one. No, I was honestly curious. I would eat one.
Oh yeah, they have a place in Vegas. It's like K-pop burger or something.
Really?
Pretty good.
I was expecting more than it's just kimchi on a burger. I'm like,
well, kimchi, and they put like French fries in it.
There's actually a place right nearby.
Pretty good. That's true. There is one.
Is there really?
Yeah.
We'll have to go check that out.
We can't reveal where the bunker is.
No, but afterwards I need some tips.
Kimchi burger?
Well, we can't go there anymore because it's AAPI.
It was. That was yesterday.
It was yesterday, so it's not. We can't go there anymore.
Well, you sold it so well, and then you were like, "It's just kimchi, Dave."
But then there's fries on it.
I felt like
there's fries on it.
Well, you didn't say that to begin with, so
you two should kiss.
No.
Yes.
Get over here. Get over here, Gerald.
Go over there. Do it,
No.
Gerald.
Mm-mm.
We all know you want it.
I'm not doing
I'll wait till after.
Fine.
You know, it's truer than you know about Biden.
Whoa.
As Clint Eastwood did. As Clint Eastwood. He's just run off 21 black staffers from the White House. Can you imagine that?
Biden did?
Did he really? Huh.
They've left.
Why
saying
would that be?
It is a rough environment to work in at the White House.
You ain't black.
That's interesting.
That's what he said to him, in fact, and that's why they left. It's so
Well, how
weird.
many staff can there be?
Well,
Get over here, boy.
There's a lot.
But
so it's because he asked every one of them for shoe shines?
domestic staff, they're all
I
leaving.
want to rub my leg here. Sit over here on my lap.
Let's go in the pool, the presidential pool.
Brush
You
it
can
up.
touch
Give me
them.
lunch.
Just reverting back to old Biden that used to say all the things out loud.
Yeah,
that we have
walking
on
around with
video.
a chain. He's the only president. Not only president. I'm not at all, but
to be clear,
by far. But he has said the N-word unironically so many times on video, and people are like, "It's fine."
No.
His
It
first
was
day he
only
stepped
8
in.
years ago.
His first day he stepped in, he was like, "Man, it's like a racial jungle in here."
Yeah, you're like,
And it just rubbed people the wrong way.
Yeah.
And how you treat Barack and Al Sharpton, it doesn't matter. It's the people beneath you. That's what really matters, and that's what we're seeing.
Well,
Of course.
he sucks up to Barack Obama, who
That's right.
completely ignores him now, which is hilarious. By the way,
Well, yeah, there's a clip of
21
him.
people. They're leaving the White House.
Not beneath, as in black people are beneath him.
The
Just
problem-
clarifying.
Well, but people always show that.
He made them feel that way.
Yes. Well, people always show that idea that when Barack said he'd like to be in a bunker somewhere just controlling you.
yeah.
You know? But it's not like he's controlling the president. It's more like an episode of Impractical Jokers.
They're like,
There
"Hey,
they have the
say this."
headpiece.
Yeah, it's not. It's not doing anything like good with them. There's like wander around the stage.
Now smell that girl. Go do it.
Yeah.
You know you want to.
Come out 83 minutes late to a press conference.
Now poop your pants.
Yes.
Right now.
Do it again.
Take a dump in the Vatican.
Yeah.
Give him the point. Give him the point. He did it.
You're in the Holy Land.
Do it.
Letterman did it better than anybody.
Oh, he was the best, wasn't he? There's nobody better.
What was the guy's name from next door?
From Letterman?
Yeah.
Who taped next door?
No. That he would. The guy from the little.
Was it Chris Elliott?
Party store next door. He would get the earpiece.
Oh,
and
the earpiece and do it with him. Oh, I forget the
forget his
guy's
name.
name. This is great. He's got a new interview show too. That's actually good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Letterman?
Check it out. Yeah.
Still supporting the Santa
the
Claus
big-
beard.
the-
Yeah, it's a
Santa
little
Claus.
weird, but he's still great at what he does. There's really very few like him. Very few. He was one of the best.
Yeah.
Is one of
I
the
never
best.
watched a lot of him. Sorry.
You never watched a lot of Letterman?
No.
No, that's why you're a
No, at the end of
humorless-
his career, he became very woke.
kidding.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what I would have seen him mostly, so I'm glad.
I liked him as the curmudgeon-y sort of just a cynical Letterman.
Yeah.
That's what made him good.
Yeah.
Kind of like he's just Letterman.
No, that's about him. Yeah.
the bitter Letterman didn't get Johnny's seat.
Yeah.
You know who's a great comedian that we can all agree on? Andy Dick.
Oh yeah.
did you
Where's
know
he
that?
now?
Think-
Where's he now?
Oh, well, I
What's up
believe
with
he jail.
The last name is very descriptive.
In a trash can trying to eat sandwiches and stuff?
Yes, yeah. I actually did like him at one point on the Ben Stiller show and News Radio, but a couple weeks ago, once again, the world-renowned funny guy and superstar, I want to say Andy Dick. Somehow he missed the story, and I found it the other day. Arrested for sexual battery at a campsite.
no.
Yeah, the whole thing was caught on live stream.
Yeah.
There's no audio. He's just getting frisked and
that's
thrown
fine.
in the paddy wagon.
He's enjoying it.
This looks like the campsite.
He didn't
It
need to be
is.
frisked. He just requested it.
Yeah. I might have a weapon hidden. Good luck
You
finding
don't
it.
know where it could be.
Do you have anything sharp on you? I have something hard. Dig around.
That could be anybody. We can't say that.
Yeah.
No. Trust us.
Oh no.
It was Andy Dick.
Looked like
Yeah.
Ted
He's
Koppel.
doing this thing where he's like live streaming his entire life at all times, and it's the worst life you could possibly imagine. It's very sad because I agree with you. I think Andy Dick, he's very funny.
Yeah, he was.
I thought he was very, very funny. But yeah, now it's just sad.
Yeah, it
Now
is.
It's just
It's
really sad. He's like literally eating out of trash cans. It's not a joke. He did that, and just sexually assaulting everybody.
Yeah, I think it's when you start sexually assaulting everyone
Yeah.
that
Cross the line.
it's the sexual battery, really.
No. He's bi.
Oh,
That's what it is. He's the B.
then he can just do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he gets a pass.
But he needs help, and he's surrounded himself with yes men that are like Jersey Shore type people that are just like, yeah, keep doing this crappy stuff you're doing right now. It's hilarious. It's like, no, it's sad.
No,
you need to go to rehab. Like,
He once
right
fondled
now.
our own Johnny Boy. At
Did he really?
South by Southwest.
Really?
Did he really?
Came on to him.
Oh.
Wait.
Wait, that's a different
It's
thing.
Andy Dick. That's a different level. There could be
John Goodman?
It was Andy Dick.
Excuse me.
Johnny G?
Johnny Boy, yeah.
Ooh.
Johnny Boy.
Not
came
the,
on to him.
Not the world-renowned actor.
Yeah, I like to just pretend that's his name.
It's more of a cupping, really, but you know.
Yeah, more of a fondle. A cupping.
He was checking him.
That's not it.
Well, even at a
That's
roast,
not
he
it.
just licked everybody. It's like, those aren't jokes.
It's
You're
not funny.
Wait,
You're
did he really
licking.
do that?
Yeah, for real.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. He was
never
just
got
running
knocked out?
up to everybody. I forgot what roast it was, but he was just licking them through the entire roast, and you could tell nobody was amused. It's like, I don't know where you've been. What are you
He
doing?
needs to just slap people. That'll be much more.
Well, yeah, it's a good career ender.
It would be good for him. He needs to be done.
Well,
So, you know.
I think he is. If you're eating out of trash cans, I think you've hit
Yeah.
rock bottom.
Well,
really sad.
that's true.
I mean, I hit rock bottom, and I barely ate out of trash cans. Though he's in high demand, we've actually got a spokesperson, though, on sexual crimes to come in and do a little PSA for Mr. Dick. Hi, kids. It's me, Sexual Battery. And I'm here to talk about Andy Dick's arrest. He keeps getting arrested for sexual battery. I don't like the name Dick. Anyway, here you go. Dick, don't insert cocks without kindness. No means no. Okay? Also, Andy Dick, thank you for giving Phil Hartman's wife cocaine, because now he's dead and we're stuck with you.
Wow.
I just want to say I'm glad my parents are dead.
I haven't
So
seen
are
a
they.
test pattern in years.
Without. I sang a little, not to go behind the scenes. It was supposed to just be a mascot of a battery costume, and then that came in.
You're like, no,
Well,
I was like, well,
ramp this up.
wardrobe
guess I'm
gave me
gonna
this. I guess I'm wearing it.
Yeah, I'm going to lady it up. Although in my days of drinking, I would have definitely hit it.
That was reminiscent of the clip we watched at the beginning of the show.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
there's some
Some
tips I got there for you. Yeah, I got some tips. Dick, don't insert.
Stop it.
Without kindness.
What did you say about the cocaine thing with Phil Hartman, though? We were talking about it before.
Yeah, we discussed it
He didn't
before.
say that. That was
The mask
sexual battery. Said
Yeah, that was, I'm not sexual battery.
yeah.
I think you broke that wall down already.
Put it back up. One brick at a time.
Building it back.
One brick of cocaine at a time. Andy Dick, Phil Hartman married a woman who had a lot of mental health issues, and one of the rules was don't, give her drugs, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Andy Dick took her out, from what I understand, and got her just loaded up on cocaine and everything, wasted, and that's when she went home and shot Phil and.
Wow.
Or something.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like John
That's
Lovitz
the story,
has,
right? Yeah.
It's a story everybody at news
Allegedly,
but that's what people at news radio say. John Lovitz hates it. Like, he's really like, that's pretty much the known thing. Now, you can't fully blame him for her drug use and everything else, but you did do something you shouldn't have, and it ended up in the death of Phil Hartman.
Yeah.
And
One of the greatest comics.
I would
well,
say-
not comic, but comedian actors. Like,
Yeah.
I would
What
say
a loss.
The greatest asset in the history of SNL because he could do everything. He could be the lead. He could make a sketch better by just being in the 2 lines.
Yeah.
There was nobody
Almost in the
better.
background.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's just so
He'd
good.
be an extra in sketches, and he was great.
Even like the Matt Foley Down by a River sketch works because he's playing the dad so straight, and he's one of the few people that can like hold that scene while everybody else is just losing their minds. Like he was brilliant, and so thank you, Mr. Dick. I hope you get your life together. I used to enjoy you on the Ben Stiller show, and now you're eating out of trash cans. Speaking of sexual predators,
There's more?
yep,
Get into it.
it's just a
But wait,
It's a segment.
But wait, there's more.
Everywhere.
You can get 2 Andy Dicks now.
Yes. Call right now. It's just a shame that this PSA is only coming out now because a former Oklahoma middle school teacher probably could have benefited from something like that. An arrest warrant has been issued for 28-year-old Ivy Renew after she decided to send illicit messages, pictures, and videos to a 16-year-old. Look at those.
Yeah.
Yep. Renew, who was also an assistant soccer coach, met the student at practice and added him on Snapchat after hearing a rumor that he liked her.
Come on.
Bad deal.
What's wrong with you?
Don't do it.
Stop it.
After she sent him pictures, the student blackmailed her, threatening to ruin her career.
Whoops.
Well played.
I see what you did there.
Entrepreneur, I see.
That's a bold move. Not exactly the route I would have gone, but a bold move. She sent him $120 via Cash App to shut him up.
That's all you can pay.
That's all you can muster.
That's all your freedom is worth.
As I
Should
said,
have gone your route.
We got to pay our teachers more.
I know. For 120, you can't even really get my route. What a stupid kid. No concept of money. He's like, listen, leave $120 in a dumpster. I'll find it later.
But I also still have the nudes. So.
Yeah, it's
Get
fine.
me a Foot Locker gift certificate.
Yeah.
It's win-win.
And Cinnabon and Dippin' Dots. It's the ice cream of the future.
I would really like to go to Lids and pick out any hat I want.
And you can have your career.
Yes.
By the way, can you drive us? I don't have my license yet.
No.
Like a Game Boy Color.
Yes.
All right, different decade.
Yeah.
I love it, though.
He still could want one. I don't even know what the kids.
It's retro now.
I want a PS2 Slim.
Yeah, whatever that is.
What? It's a Slim PS2. You
It's
know
like,
what
it's
it
not
is.
like the regular.
It's in
Slim.
the name.
It's Slim. Dang, that ain't fat no more. PS2, you've been
You lost
looking good
weight.
since we were dating
Look at that.
back in 03. But she was
With the dual shock. Okay.
Anyway.
Anywho. But she was already found out because another teacher overheard the student telling his friends about the messages.
Oh.
Yeah, she overheard the high fives. Yeah, just
Although
What
with
did
those
she
with
think
that
was
teacher,
gonna
I don't
happen?
know.
Come on.
That might not even be
Well.
a high five situation.
well, still. Come on, we're guys. Yeah, I think everybody here pretends you have higher standards.
Not when you're 16.
Yeah, when you're 16,
I guess it's
come on.
anywhere.
Anything when you're 16.
The standard is yes.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah,
It's like,
pretty much.
really?
She's a middle school teacher and he's 16.
Oh, good
Well, middle
point.
school, I think, goes to different grade levels in
No,
the state.
I don't think so.
What's going on here?
I think it
Good
does.
catch.
Is he held
Good catch,
back?
Garrett.
No.
I guess that's true. Maybe he's some sort of
happening
street
here?
tough.
Yeah, he's got a leather jacket,
Yeah.
slick back hair,
He got
like grease. They all look like they're 30.
He was a little
Collars
special.
popped.
Hey, get over here. Send me them pics.
Just the coolest special needs student in school, just smoking.
Kind of retarded. He's got one of those helmets on.
Yeah.
Those soft head helmets.
It's the coolest.
But a leather jacket at the same time.
But it's one of those Mohawk helmets.
The little thing.
Open down the middle.
It's like, who are those guys? I hear they're well hung.
It's the cool kid.
Like a pepper mill, that kid. All right.
That explains a lot.
I know, right? But that is, and that's the route I would have taken, though.
Yeah.
Bragging to my friends, honestly. Okay, kids haven't changed that much.
Yeah, but come on, man. This is wrong.
Yeah, I know. I know. All kidding aside, it's
Yeah.
nice to see a woman reaching for equality in the teacher sex predator racket. For a while, there was just dudes who were the pervy and morally bankrupt. I didn't write that in. It's pretty much an
women doing it. I got to be honest.
Yeah, I think in teachers section, I think it's all women.
I'll be honest. I do use a prompter sometimes. And I didn't write that in. Women are pretty much the ones going for the male students, and like, what the hell? When I was come on, I would have.
So to be perfectly clear, Dave is saying that he would have accepted her advances.
Yeah.
I would have.
And you're vulnerable.
Yeah, I would have told
adolescent mind.
Yeah, but I would have told everybody, and then when the police asked, I would have been like, "No, man."
I don't know what you're talking
Back
about.
then, there was even a merit badge in scouting, I think.
There was.
Yeah.
That was the "Don't Tell Your Parents" badge, but it was a totally different kind of sex.
Yeah, this time it's like, don't tell your parents what we did. Badge. Now, unfortunately,
Take your kids out of public school.
If you could get out of a knot, they would take a badge away from you.
Yeah. By the way, it is bad. It's wrong. It's illegal. It should be illegal. Let me just say that. But if you understood what was going on in the mind of a 16-year-old boy, you would see this very differently.
I can't.
They're very vulnerable.
It would still be
we're
wrong.
saying.
I'm not. They're not vulnerable.
No, they're totally vulnerable.
16-year-old
Because of
boys,
their mind, they're very vulnerable.
Very easily swayed into sex.
Show a picture of a lug wrench to a 16-year-old boy, and he'll think about sex. Okay.
Like, which end do you want it on that lug wrench?
You don't even need porn. You could draw it.
Yeah.
Well, that takes artistic ability, Dave. Not everybody's gifted.
No.
All you need is a calculator.
Yeah, exactly.
Flip it upside
Oops.
down, man.
Done.
That doesn't do it.
You don't lie.
Doesn't appear if you have
Every
imagination.
person in here, when you first get that dose of testosterone, the devil's nectar, you can't help it in school. You're just
Of
like,
course
why?
not fair.
Why? Why? And then you're at
Everybody I
home.
see.
I think everybody had a teacher growing up. That,
Of course.
yeah.
Oh, Miss
They
Romaine,
lean over to
how
check
are
your
ya?
work.
Yeah, you're like,
Usually a student teacher or a
do I
sub.
get a couple of B's? What?
Your boobs are huge.
Everybody had a cute teacher, though, right?
Yeah.
Ours was a math teacher and a gymnast,
Oh.
and her name was Mrs. Romaine. Yes, we had salad toss.
Named after the lettuce. I'm glad I covered that up a little
Exotic.
Almost. But she was very pretty. I don't know if she's still married.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll find out. No, I don't know. She's probably haggard now.
Rough.
We're watching this and like, thanks, Dave.
Thanks a lot.
I didn't even know you were in my class. You came in twice and smelled like pot.
You little bastard.
Yeah.
She's also a man now, so.
Yeah, that's probably true. Well, we had a really
Miss Roman.
We had a huge one teacher.
What?
Oof.
A what?
Very large lady.
That's a huge bitch.
That
Oh.
one.
Yeah.
Huge heart, I meant.
Huge
Which
heart.
is probably why she died. Now, anyway, so the Uvalde police interview yesterday, I want to get into this, guys. I know it's a little bit serious, but I think it's important that we have to bring this up. The Uvalde Police Department, they are no longer cooperating with the Texas Department of Public Safety's investigation. This comes after DPS Director Stephen McGraw called out the school district's police chief, Pete Arredondo, is that correct? Arredondo?
Yeah.
For making the wrong decision by delaying entry to the classroom, and that the delay was against protocol.
Yeah. And to be clear, he's refusing or has refused to respond to an interview request, and that's what we're mostly talking about right now.
Okay, well, Chief Arredondo failed, to respond to our request
To
as
ours
well.
as well.
Yeah, which is why, but we were able to get the interim chief, and we do believe that they should be, here to tell their side. So please welcome one of the officers that was on scene, Officer Hugh Japussy. Hello, Hugh Japussy. Now you're on. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. One of your employees wouldn't let me in, so sorry.
We tried to buzz you in almost an hour ago. There's footage from our Ring camera.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there is. There's an hour of you smoking and scrolling through TikTok on our.
Oh my god.
Well, we have protocols to follow in these types of situations.
I don't think you do. It's an interview.
Yeah.
Easy for you to say, civilian.
You're not in the military. In fact, I think you have a disqualifying condition. You're a huge vagina.
True, but it's better that I am safe and sorry. Can't be too careful.
What?
That's not how it goes.
No.
No.
What? So wait. So that's why you didn't take the shooter down faster, because you wanted to protect yourself?
Darn tootin'.
Really, it's your job to protect and serve.
It's my job to serve the public interest, meet quotas with arbitrary traffic tickets, and to stop people from getting haircuts. Stuff like that.
I think we're just about done here. Oh, is that a spider?
Oh my gosh.
Whoa, what?
He's
Are you
terrified?
Oh.
If only a teacher had
Wow,
left that
dude.
door propped open so I could escape.
Just pull harder.
You twist the handle
And
there,
just
and you open it up.
do a workout or something.
Dave, you're a lifesaver.
Yeah, you're not.
Maybe it's this time of the month.
I don't know. I think so. Huge a pussy, everybody.
I thought we told people not to smoke in here.
I
don't
grew
tell
up-
Huge a Pussy what to do.
I grew up with cigarettes, so it's
I
a
hate 'em.
little reminder of why I'm only 5'6". Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I just want to say though, I do realize that is not. I just want to say this as honestly as I can. I do realize that is not all police. This is a very different and delicate situation. But to make any light of it, I did want to dress Ken up as a vagina.
And we looked for an excuse and found one.
Yeah, but the only way that I can really get through anything like that, or anybody can, is to obviously make light of darkness. And I'm very sorry for everything going on, but the fact that 19 people were not able to do what one man did, I think, is tragic, and that has nothing to do with every other officer in the country who I believe most would have done anything.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened that it didn't, but I think that any other police outside of there taking crap for it is not right. Just my opinion.
Well, the one guy that needs to take crap for it is the guy who was in charge at the scene, and he's no longer taking questions from anybody or cooperating. As of this moment, now that may change. He was the one that told them to stand down. This is a hostage situation. No. He's just barricaded in a room. Nobody else is in there, and there were obviously people still in there alive. So, terrible idea. And there were 19 police officers that you're referring to in the next room,
correct,
or in that hallway area they've shown now, ready to go, and we're told to wait.
Yes.
So
the minute there's a shot, it's an active shooter protocol.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't matter if he goes in barricades after that.
Right.
That is the.
He could have one person in there. He could have 100. You have no idea how many people are stuck in that room because it's a chaotic situation. Right. So it's mind-boggling. One thing I do want to clear up, though, is that we have been given information, just like the rest of the world, that has changed. Right. So they said that a resource officer confronted the shooter. That didn't happen. There was a number of other things that they've talked about, the timeline, that just were a little bit weird. Trying to get the information correctly. That was the biggest incident. But now we also know, we've talked about something very, very, I made a huge point about this yesterday, that the door was left open by a teacher prior to the gunman going in. We had video footage of that. She did prop the door open with a rock. But when she ran back inside to grab her phone to call 911, she came back and saw the gunman. I don't know if she saw the gun, but she did hear guys from across the street saying that he had a gun. She kicks the rock out from the door and slams the door, but it doesn't lock. Right. And so there was actually a quote here, and I just wanted to read that because I made a huge deal out of that because I was very pissed off about somebody leaving a door propped open and leading to potentially a very chaotic, terrible event. I don't know. He may have gotten in any way outside of that.
But she tried, and she, in a moment of panic, I'd say she did more than a lot of people did.
She did more than a lot. And honestly, if we had known the identity of this person, I don't think it's out there, and I'm so glad it's not. Because there's no time. The last week of her life would have been hell. Because everybody would have been saying this person is the reason, along with maybe a couple of other people that they're trying to blame for this. These people are the reason it was this bad. The police chief takes some responsibility. Obviously, he was in charge of the situation, right? So you can point the finger at him and say he screwed up. Almost said the other word. Whoa, he messed up, right?
It's okay.
With her, people were saying, why did you leave the door propped open? And that was probably something that was going to just destroy her life for a minute because people wouldn't come back and read the correction. Right. And so one of the quotes there is that from the Texas DPS is that we did verify she closed the door. The door did not lock. We know that much. And now investigators are trying to look into why the door didn't lock. So a little bit more information coming up. I don't think we're really going to ever know fully what happened until we get a complete investigation. I know that sounds redundant, but there's just been so much that they've said happened that didn't happen, or that they were a little bit off by.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. I don't think saying it's redundant.
I mean, of course, a complete investigation would reveal everything that we could probably find out. So
Well, everything is so lined with misinformation now that we find out new stuff every single day.
Yeah.
Every single second, really. So, we heard that about the teacher. We've heard that about the person who tried to stop him in the hallway. We heard, I didn't know 19 police officers were in the school.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different things that were going on. Whatever happened, this should be the biggest blueprint to make sure a tragedy like this never happens again, whatever we decide as a nation.
Yeah. Well, and it was fresh training, too, that they had received on active shooter situations 8 weeks prior.
Wow.
And so they
Really
really
good
need
training.
to take a hard look at that training and say, well, this didn't work in this situation. And that's not to point fingers and place blame. That's to make sure that it does in the future. And there's a lot of proposals out there right now that would absolutely do nothing to help solve this situation. So they need to make sure they focus on the right things. By the way, there's one other thing. Chief Arredondo actually was sworn in as a city council member in Uvalde yesterday in a kind of a secret ceremony. Not secret to keep it from being known, but secret because there was no need to have kind of any pageantry or ceremony. He was elected to city council.
I think there was other
well,
reasons.
Yeah, well, he was
Maybe.
elected, he was elected to city council earlier in the month, and this is just obviously.
I think maybe you postpone that.
I think maybe,
just in light of recent
I
events,
think
you might
maybe there's
postpone
some
it.
kind of mechanism where they can say, maybe not.
Yeah, they might.
This isn't the post for you.
Yeah, there's several reasons you might want to revote.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's getting a lot of flack right now. Look, I can't imagine being that person.
No, it's got to be very hard because
That's his job.
this is going to weigh
It
on
is
you.
his job. You're right.
This defines the rest of your life, and
For sure.
it will not be the only. These will not be the only deaths as a result of it. I hate to say it, but this will.
There's already been one additional. The man who died of I guess a heart attack after his wife was killed there within a couple of days. I can't remember exactly.
Wow.
How
I
long.
can imagine the stress.
But
I can't imagine the
if
stress.
you're a police chief, you should be expecting this type of scenario every single day and be ready for that.
Right.
It's your job to. You're the chief.
Yeah.
It's your job to take care of stuff like this.
Does anybody remember ever seeing a SWAT team there ever?
No.
I didn't see any black uniforms.
No, I didn't either.
So they never arrived. There was never any special.
No, there was a special Border Patrol team, I think, that they were potentially waiting for or that ended up showing up. That it was only 3 people. But I don't know, man. I see him in that position. And, Garrett, your point is right. That is absolutely 100% his job. And I hate it because you're seeing a person there, right, who made a bad decision in the heat of the moment. But that's exactly why they're in that position. And if you can't do that, that's fine. Just go do something else. Don't put yourself in a position to have to be the guy to make the right call in an active shooter situation if you can't do it, right? This isn't just going and collecting a check and riding around and glad handing the locals. This is when things go down, they're going to count on me to make the right decision, and I didn't.
Tim?
Well, he's got his backup gig now, city council.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's set.
I don't
That's
think
fine,
he'll win re-election, though. I'm betting it's a single term.
Yeah, it's just sad because I think so many, like, we all pay taxes, we all have to do that, and then we send out police officers to just get, money for the state and traffic tickets, which is nonsense. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to us. I mean, I understand you have to stop highway fatalities and DUIs and all that other stuff because, there are Paul Pelosi's out there. But
Paul Pelosi.
Yeah, Paul Pelosi. And but sincerely, like, that sucks. And if we focused more on actually to serve and protect and less on making them do a bunch of BS, I think that more of this would be avoidable. If everything wasn't about a cash game, it would be avoidable.
Yeah. Yeah, and if we didn't make knee-jerk reactions, I think these
100%.
A lot of things would be
all
a
these
lot
policies that we put in place after these events that happen, I think are a lot of times misguided.
Well, and with the last 2 years, with the wonderful amount of respect people have had for officers and everything else, it's
Back the Blue has been the mantra.
Yes, of course. It's like, okay, you got a young Hispanic male. Okay, well, what do I do? It's terrifying now, and there just has to be some kind of change to all of this if we want to protect our children.
Yeah.
What
a massive show of like why you should protect yourself, why you should carry, why you should train, why you should prepare for situations, because the police are not always going to do the right thing.
Yeah. Well, and it happened
It's just
at
not going to
Parkland
happen
as well, right? Remember the police officer at Parkland who didn't go in?
Right.
It was on the scene and could have potentially saved lives. I mean, This
Yeah,
is
but that was just one guy. You're
I know
talking
this
about,
is one guy.
yeah,
I'm saying this
20
is
people.
worse, but you've got instances where this happens, and when there's no protection in these places, there's zero people. People always use churches as soft targets too, and I'm like, yeah, most of the time there are armed police officers in plain clothes in those churches. Do you know why? Because they need to be ready if something goes down, because they know it's a soft target. Most people aren't going to be carrying to church unless you're in like rural West Texas or something like that. And then I love it, right?
Yeah.
Good luck. You're not going to get very far with those guys.
Or me to mine.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
When a
that's-
country loses God, that's what you get.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing that we tend not to focus on is that there are evil people in the world. And
Yeah,
we
how many
just think
people I've seen?
It's an object that's the problem, and it's not the object. It's the people wielding the object.
Well, how many people I've seen this time go, don't talk about mental health this time. Like, I'm sick of hearing that. That is the issue.
Of course.
The issue is mental health. And we're not thinking about that at all, like we just saw in 2020.
Yeah.
None of that was taken into consideration. None of it. Whenever we made all these sweeping changes to our society. Mental health is why this is happening. And like you just said, you took a great barometer of what you should be doing morally. You took God out of everything, and
just
this is what you get.
Do what feels good. Oh, what happens when you can't find anything that feels good?
Right.
Well,
You're gonna go find
Then
it.
what do you want to do?
You're taking someone who I would love to meet as a 15-year-old kid 3 years ago before all this stuff happened, and an 18-year-old mass shooter now. I'd love to see the difference of what the last few years, like the toll that took on him alone.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what he was watching, see his history, what he was doing, what led him to this. Like, he was a kid too, and I'm not excusing him.
No,
but what
but you're
changed
right.
him?
Yeah.
He was a human being. What made him snap?
Yeah.
What
He was,
got him
what,
there?
16 in 2020?
Yeah. So what does that tell you?
What
That's
happened?
Sort of an
during that?
influential age, wouldn't you say?
Be interesting to see.
So no father in the home. Mom was on drugs, living with grandma.
You think slight abandonment issues?
Maybe.
Then
Yeah.
locked at home?
Yeah.
Made it feel worthless?
No father at home.
I mean,
there's so many of these things that the media just don't touch. Again, it's guns, it's guns, it's guns. And it's like, well, hold on. Let's look at what makes these people do this. And I'm not saying it excuses, but it at least, Stephen said this the other day on the show, it's the low-hanging fruit, right? Go for the things that can have the best result now. It's like Biden saying, well, I'm going to give clean energy credits. Okay, maybe in 10 years, then we'll have the problem solved. But between now and then, it's going to be hell, and gas prices are going to be really high, and the economy is going to suck because of it.
You just got to
Fine,
suck it
thanks
up.
you. Yeah, that's fantastic.
I've had a solar watch since '88.
Yeah.
Doing my part.
We haven't improved a whole heck of a lot, right? But we don't look at the things that could actually prevent this and say, look, until we get a better grip on the policies that will help make changes in society, how about we just make sure that there are people armed at the campus? So if somebody wants to come there and do harm, they will have bullets flying at them for a change instead of kids dodging them in the hallway and throwing cell phones. Maybe that's a better idea.
And that's what I've said, and it's and I don't know if there's any validity to this, and a lot of people may disagree. Don't get all mad, but if alcohol and tobacco are 21, is there a way to have it where your dad goes in with you when you're 18? Is there a way to maybe add that to it, or you have to be in the military, some sort of other level of responsibility? Or if an 18-year-old kid comes in who doesn't seem balanced, is there like you don't have to sell him the handgun, right, or the shotgun?
Or the rifle, whatever it may be.
I'm just saying, like, is there actually a sensible gun law that can be made that isn't just this extremist view every single time?
I think people would be willing to have that conversation, especially how immature 18-year-olds are.
That's
right
my
now.
point. They are now.
Maybe back
That's
in the
exact
day,
now,
they were
yes.
absolutely fine. And I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm saying
No, I'm not saying you should, but
have
I'm
to
just
be able
throwing
to
out an
talk about
idea
it.
that's not insane.
Yeah, you have
know
to
what
be
I
able
mean?
to talk about it without going, we're taking all of your guns, which is what Democrats want to do. Let's just be very clear. I think that's why people get nervous. Democrats want to take all of your guns, and so that's why most people are like, I don't want to talk to you because I know exactly where you're going to go. Well, most people are just looking for something that makes sense, not taking away the Second Amendment. That's what most people want, but you can't even have that conversation, Dave, like you were saying, because they'll go, oh, well, you just think there should be other rules, and then eventually it's just going to be taking away guns. And it's like, no, look.
No.
Maybe kids, Darren, I don't know if you had this, but I've heard a lot of people say that kids used to have guns in their pickup truck on gun racks back in the 60s and 50s at schools, and we had no or very few mass shootings ever in schools.
Well, in Detroit,
I'd say
they
that's
were in
the
glove
80s.
boxes.
80s? You had that all the way
80s
up to
for
80s?
sure. Yeah, my parents. I mean,
Did
it
they?
was West Texas.
No, but that's true.
But
they had guns there.
But they had guns in the cabs of their trucks. That was like a normal thing.
Yeah.
Nobody ever shot anybody.
Yeah.
There's something
I would
different
say
between
in
then
any
and
rural
now.
parts of the country, really. You have,
There's
guns and
something,
pickup trucks.
and you know what's interesting is more rural parts are more God-fearing.
Mm-hmm.
They have more moral compasses. Not to say that everybody in those areas are all perfect people, but there is a sense of moral. There is an idea of what everybody should do and how everybody should treat each other and stuff like that, and like a base for everybody's belief.
Yeah,
they have family. There's something about the kind of rural. That's a hard fucking word. Rural areas that you're more tight knit. You know, it's not strangers around you, so you do care.
Yeah,
and we've lost all
but
of that.
in urban areas. But when I was a kid in Detroit, only the criminals had guns. If you had to prove that you were a business owner and you transported large sums of cash,
right,
where you could carry just between the bank and your shop. That was it. And so all the thugs had the guns.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It was also pre-internet.
That's true.
Yeah.
But when you get out into the rural parts of the state, people had guns in their trucks.
Well, I think that's part of the issue is the internet has caused an immaturity. I mean, there's certainly a difference, I think, between an 18-year-old, even of my age, and I'm 40 next week, versus
happy
somebody.
early birthday.
Yeah, I can't wait to be
Happy
40.
birthday.
Yeah.
Halfway to the grave.
It's
Dave. All right. So,
halfway.
well, right more.
Well, look, one of the best ways to deal with
I'm
tragedy,
short, though. They're only going to dig 3 feet.
Yeah, you're very nice.
Not
guy.
as much work.
One of the best ways to deal with tragedy, and Dave, you've helped me see this a little bit more because you take some dark situations and you make them funny, right? And
Yeah,
so that's laughter. You can either there's a range of emotions, but you can most of the time you can cry or you can laugh.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why people will break out in laughter at a funeral when somebody says something even mildly funny, because it's a way to release that built up kind of emotion. And so I know comedians are still going out on the road, and we talked about your date on June 17th, but you've got another one coming up as well.
I do. June 10 and 11 at the Funny Bone in Des Moines, Iowa.
Des Moines?
Yes, Des Moines. My buddy Derek Richards will be on the show, and I hope you guys come out. I like Des Moines. There's corn.
And?
Huh?
Corn.
I believe they make it into gasoline.
Ethanol.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff you do with corn there. Squirrels can eat it.
Corn syrup and everything.
Corn kebab. Corn Creole.
Corn. Imagine how much you
corn
would
on
hate
the cob.
Bubba Corn Shrimp Company. Why did I throw in shrimp?
I love it.
It's still also shrimp.
Yeah.
Corn shrimp.
Corn shrimp. Real shrimp.
Breed.
Well, thank you all for listening. I appreciate everybody for coming in. We are going to go into Mug Club right now. Do we have a little game, or what do we got?
Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna
game.
Reddit rabbit hole.
Hey, before we leave, though, I want to tell everybody the show that I'm doing Friday Night Tights on the Nerdrotic channel.
Yes.
We're having Alex Jones on our 200th episode this Friday.
Are you going to talk about all the things he's gotten right that sounded ludicrous when he said them?
We're gonna see what happens. So it's gonna be crazy.
That's fantastic.
Nerdrotic.
Where's it again? Nerdrotic?
That's
You
right.
should call it Nostradamus.
Is he coming by helicopter?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of
Hopefully.
cool.
That'd be the best way for somebody who just filed for bankruptcy to travel.
Yeah. Efficient, I think.
It's a joke.
It's
We know
protection.
him. Relax, everyone.
It's
No, but that's really cool.
Yes.
That's an awesome gift.
So hopefully come watch. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, check that out on Fridays.
What time?
It is at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time.
And then how long
So
do you
Friday
guys go?
afternoon
Oh,
times?
we go for like 4 hours.
Yeah, you guys do a long
yeah,
good show.
it's a long show.
Yeah, for
Why?
sure.
Why 4 hours?
Because it's fun.
Why wouldn't you do 4?
Why not?
I'll
We're
be
trying
on
to-
there soon too. So
Yeah. we gotta
I'm no AJ, but I'm DL. Piss off, YouTube.